Hi, James LaFond. This is, folks. I'm B Wright, and we're going to continue in our prodding and poking of James's brain. And in this situation, I really want to understand your methodology by which you study up on some sort of time period in history or some characters. You really gain knowledge, even some tech or science topics, what have you, to be able to write believable historical fiction or really any kind of fiction. How do you go about that?
The Well, I start out by just writing periods that whether it's science fiction or historical fiction. I start out by just writing periods that I've read a lot about, and I write things in places where I've been.
Yes.
So I want to be able to describe it. I want somebody who has been there to be able to say, "Oh, he saw that mountain."
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
or he's walked down Northern Parkway.
Right.
Okay, so that's number one. So it is traveling. What has happened with I have two novels that I started in Baltimore that are set in Baltimore that I do not want to write when I'm outside of Baltimore.
Right.
So they've been languishing for 3 years and 2 years respectively, and eventually I hope to get them done. But I've got to write them when I'm there.
Well, in White Sky Canoe out in Harper's Ferry, right? Yeah, it's got to happen there.
Right. So there are novels. For instance, Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Red Rock Canyon.
Yeah. California, right? Yep.
Colorado.
Oh, Colorado.
Okay, near Loveland. And I lived there in 2017. And then when I was on Lookout Mountain in Colorado, about 2 hours away, taking a hike with a young man, Zach, I got the idea for a novel.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been to Red Rock Canyon. I can do it there. The characters, I've been through Denver, are going to have to go through there and go up on the Lookout Mountain. I've taken the train across the Rockies, so their path's going to have to go along that train.
You're
so
experiencing this stuff. Yeah, you're experiencing it and incorporating it into your novels. Where I really saw this shine is in your piece, Son of a Lesser God. And where I saw this is that you're speaking of a gentleman. You learned from this gentleman the ways of his father, a masculine man, a real a salt of the earth kind of a guy, and you have these vignettes of different events that the son had recalled, and you're bringing in this virtue and really some admirable stuff. I actually think it's a great book to introduce to a young child, a son, and just we need more of that. But I digress. You also have sort of in between these vignettes, you've got these poems that describe the location in like you. It's not just about the not just about the gentleman that like the people involved in their daily lives, but you're also providing sort of an ambience there.
He was
Would
an
you agree?
outdoorsman, and his father was an outdoorsman. So I typed those stories
Yeah.
while we sat in his pickup truck at the locations
Yes.
where he experienced them with his father.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And those poems kind of I think only
The
poems
poems-
could have done that,
The poems I wrote when we were done and we went back.
Yes.
I mean, that was the guy adopted me like a little brother.
Yeah.
And then he's talking to me about his dad and he's crying.
It,
So I'm like, so the poems I inserted later
Yeah.
in the book because they were my impressions, kind of born of wonder and ignorance, because this is like a new land to me.
Yes.
We wrote this like right when we first met.
I gotta say, so you've read Rip Van Winkle, correct? By Washington Irving?
The children's version of it. I
Yeah.
did, when I got Washington Irving's collection, I ended up reading all his nonfiction
Oh, okay.
because I didn't realize he had written so much of it. But yeah, as a
Yeah.
child.
So it's funny. one of the characters in that are the mountains. The mountains are granted a sort of, they're anthropomorphized. The mountains have a personality, is what I'm trying to say. Washington Irving wanted us to feel the mountains, and I think you did that. In this book, where not only is the gentleman, and I don't recall his name. I love the book, but I'm just bad with names.
I'll send you a picture, and you can put it up with this video. A picture of Bob and I.
Yeah.
Places Canyon.
But those poems, you're also really, this work is also sort of an ode and homage to the setting, the location. You know,
and you can't separate him from it.
Exactly. Yes.
You can't. It's like when he comes down to Salt Lake City to pick me up.
Yeah.
This guy. This is like Jeremiah
He's
Johnson
one with the mountains.
With a bunch of Indians coming after his scout. When he's down in that city setting, it's alien to him.
Oh yeah.
That's why he invited me out there. He said
he's very much tethered to that location.
He thought that my setting was horrible. He was reading my Harm City stuff. He said, but you approach Baltimore like the mountain men approach the mountains. The way you read sign and everything. So I want to show you my world because I'd like to see you in a world like this instead of that terrible world that you're in.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you.